Hey guys, Monday morning. My Monday was yesterday, so it's technically Monday, but for me it's Tuesday. So, yeah, tonight's gonna be really interesting for me because I'm going down to the youth center tonight, and I was hoping to get all this done on the weekend, but as it turns out, they're not open on the weekend. So had to wait till today, so I gotta clean out that back room, turn it into a classroom. It's gonna be great, because what I'm gonna do is basically, like, I'm not gonna jump into anything crazy just yet in terms of like what I'm gonna be teaching them. I really want to, when I was a kid, I was in an alternate school in middle school and high school. An alternate school is just what it sounds like. It's basically a school for kids that don't want to conform, right? Or they're having issues with the material or learning difficulties. For me, it was totally a behavioral thing, because eventually I would get sick of being at the alternate school and I would apply myself, you know? Not so much to my studies, but I would apply myself to telling the teachers what they wanted to hear, to be able to work the system, to get back in the regular school system. I never really learned my lesson, but, you know, at the very least, I was going through some dark times in my life when I was a teenager, and when I started doing better in school, my sense of like worry, anxiety, dread, uncertainty kind of subsided quite a bit, because there's something to be said about when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and it's not always what other people tell us we should be doing, what we know we should be doing. And even back then, I knew I should be applying myself here, and there were times where I went to the alternate school where I actually liked it. I felt inspired. I was actually able to understand like different mathematics, different things I wouldn't have been able to get in the regular school system. And you have way more like one-on-one care from the teacher, so they're really able to teach you stuff. And some of these teachers that I had at the alternate school impacted my life greatly. And I think it was even like maybe 3 years ago, I reached out to one of them on Facebook just to say like, thank you for what you did. You know, you had a great impact on me. This is who I am today. This is who I want to be. This is what I'm working towards. Something like that. But kids need men to guide them, right? And sometimes it just takes one person. Sometimes it just takes one person for that kid to just click with and have things explained to them in such a way that can change the course of their life. It sounds so small, right? But when I put myself back at that stage, you know, one of the teachers I looked up to the most was a rugby coach too. And I could really relate to him with like the athletics. And from what I can tell already, there's quite a few kids there that want to go to the gym, which is great, because the gym is, it's on social media so much, you know, these kids see it and they know it can be them there. They know they can learn those things. It's just the fact no one's taught them how to do it. And a lot of people in general, but I'd imagine kids especially, feel intimidated when they go to a gym. They don't realize that virtually 99% of the people there would be so proud of them for being there if they could read their actual thoughts, and would help them with anything they need. Any question about any equipment, anything like that. You know, everyone I've ever met at the gym, even the people who seem like the big, mean, tough people, they're the nicest people you'd ever come across. And they're at the gym because they're working on themselves and they want to be better and they know their potential. or they at least think they might have a little bit of potential. So everyone's at the gym crafting themselves, not just their body, but their mind. And I'm so confident in this because I know that once a few of these kids get a grasp on the gym, their lives are going to change greatly. And you guys are going to see it. And that's what gets me up in the morning. Like, I'm off to work right now. I gotta go scrub the gym. I gotta go scrub toilets. I'm not complaining. I've done way worse jobs than this. Right now, I'm doing what I have to do to get where I need to go and where I want to go. And if I was working in a full-time professional field, I would not be able to pursue this like I'm pursuing it. So it's funny how that works. Sometimes we need to make sacrifices, and I know the success that's going to come into my life is going to be worth all the sacrifices plus more. You have to have faith in that, because you can't just expect things to fall on your lap. You got to work for stuff. Everything good has to be fought for. If you don't have to fight for what you have, you really don't appreciate it like you would if you had to fight for it. There's something to be said about that. Why do we always appreciate the things we have to fight for and craft and battle for? It's because we earned it. And there's value in that. Just because there's no money up front sometimes doesn't mean there's no value. Everything I'm doing right now is, I don't care about money. I know one day the money's gonna come. And when that day comes, I'll be prepared. But I'm not chasing it, and I'm not gonna do whatever I need to do to get the money. I'm done with that. And God has opened up this new path to me. And I think God is currently showing me, you don't need money to be successful, because success starts in here. And I'd argue there is no success if you don't have that peace. Something to be said about that. Thanks for watching. I'll take you guys along with me later. Happy Monday. Have a great week. Food for thought. yeah, just feel. Animals here in the forest. They need to eat too. Sometimes I bring them snacks. This is the tree I always hang from. So I thought I would pay it back, pay it forward. Put some up here. Make them work for it a little bit. It's good karma. Put some here. Make sure they eat too. Everyone's got to eat. I think like back in the day when we were monkeys, we probably used to hang from trees. If we were monkeys. Were we monkeys? I don't know. It's like we've been lied to about so much. We don't even know what's real and what's false. But I do know there's lots of mosquitoes coming out, so food for thought.